Hello, I wanted to quickly show you how I make my Snapchat face filters with Lens Studio and Blender. So we're here inside Blender, and this is a mask I made a while back, and this is just a face mesh provided by Lens Studio. I will put a link in the description. So first, the mask doesn't really fit yet exactly to the face mesh, so I'm going to go into sculpt mode with the symmetry tool activated. I'm going to just pull this out a little where it overlaps, and from the back you can see that really well because I don't want it to go inside the face mesh. Okay, that's good, that's all. Then if we go into edit mode, we can see that this mesh is very dense, so probably the file size is too big. We can go into the modifier tab and decimate it by 0.5. Let's see. Still too much. Decimate it again. Oops. 0.5. So now that's probably better. Now we're going to export it. I must make sure Control A, all transformation. Then we export it as FBX. Selected object only if you have several objects in the scene. And also we're going to export it in one other way, which is we're going to shade it flat. Now you can see all these mesh details. You'll see later why. That's it. Now we already go into Lens Studio. We're going to open a new project. In Lens Studio, we're going to add a face mesh. And we're going to add our masks. Okay, going to position it a little better. Okay, I'm gonna use a different demo video. Okay, so first we're going to start with the shaded smooth mask. So I'm going to use two different materials in the asset library. I'm going to use the basic gold material. And I'm going to use the jello material. Okay. The mask first, I'm going to add gold material. Then what I'm also going to set different here is this shadow mode, which is the caster. And I go to the face mesh, and the face mesh shadow mode is going to be the receiver. For the shadow to properly work, we also need to go to the light source and tick on shadow. Still not working because we still need two other things. Here in the resources, in the materials, we need the matte shadow and actually also the occluder. We go back to the face mesh and we're going to change the material to occluder and to shadow. Now we see something is happening. The shadow is now spread all over the face because the light, if we can see it, is up here and it has a funny rotation by default. So I usually just set this all to 0. So the shadow is just coming straight from the front like this. I also think it's a little bit too strong, so I'm going to turn it down a little bit more. Maybe like this is okay. So for the gold material, we're just going to change it to the color we had sort of in Blender. Then roughness value up, metallic maybe a bit down, like this. Now we are going to see what we can do with the other mask. Now let's just switch this one off for now and turn on the one that was shaded flat. For the shaded flat one, I'm going to use the jello material, and we will see it has this super cool effect. It basically explodes the mesh. A little bit too much, so I'm going to turn this down a little bit. Which is intensity. Turn it all down for now. Okay. Ah yeah, it's very sensitive. So 0.01. Yeah, that was already enough. 0.01, and has this really cool effect. Change it also to pink. And we can change some other things, thickness value, intensity, chromatic aberration. So now we have this very cool mask design very quickly. And again, this one doesn't cast any shadow yet, so in shadow mode you can do faster, and there will be also a shadow now on the face. You can turn them both on, and you have this interesting combination of two masks that are like kind of breathing or pulsating.